It was great to be out on the open road again. One of the joys in life for us is not only the fishing, but the adventure that comes with a big journey. And this was going to be a big journey for us. So we were travelling to northeast Romania. That meant getting off the tunnel, going through France, Belgium, Germany, into Austria, through Hungary, and then into Romania itself. Any concerns about Romanian roads in the past were soon put to bed when we were there. The road systems are really good out there now. Not all motorway, of course, but even driving through the towns was a pleasure. There were a few hold-ups, of course, here and there, but in general, it was a nice drive through. For sure, it was a long journey, but we'd had a few stopovers on the way. But it was really nice to finally get there, and before we knew it, we was looking at the lake, which looked absolutely beautiful in the autumn sunshine. We met up with lake owner Marius, and after a brief chat and a cup of coffee, we got back in the van and he showed us around to what would be our home for the next 10 days. A lovely swim, one of the best we'd fished for ages, and it was just looking beautiful. All in all, just couldn't wait to get the rods out. So here we are, this is Horgesti Lake, and first impressions, it's a lovely place, it really is. Right out in the Romanian countryside, about 20 kilometres from the city of Bacău, sort of northeast Romania. First time we've been in this part of the country, and it's very nice, it's a lovely lake. It's about 100 acres, I think, something like that. Some lovely swims. There's more swims on the other side. There's less swims on this side for some reason. Joan said, it's like coming down to a park, it's lovely. Lovely grass, big willow trees to shade under. And all in all, very nice place. I know there's showers and toilets down at the entrance of where the office is. I know there's some lovely carp in here. I've seen the pictures. I've been looking at them over the weeks and months leading up to this trip, and in particular for me is the mirrors. There's lots of lovely scaly mirrors in here that go big as well, well into the 60s, but 30s, 40s, 50s, beautiful. I don't know how many, but I've seen lots of different scaly mirrors, and there's plenty of lovely big commons. They're slightly different looking to the old Reduta ones. The Reduta fish used to be the Frazinet strain of carp, which used to be sort of shorter and rounder. These are sort of look to be longer, leaner fish, lovely carp shapes, really. I'm going to enjoy having a go for them, because it's 20 years, probably about 20 years since I was last here fishing in Romania. And it's nice to be back, actually. The country's changed a lot. They're in the EU now, and there's a lot more prosperity in Romania. Everyone's been really friendly wherever we've gone. Marius, the owner, Michael and Mihail, who's on site all the time. Lovely people, absolutely lovely people. Can't do enough for you. Very friendly, very helpful, and they've got a lovely place here, they really have. So going to enjoy fishing here. Right, it's just about ready to go. I've got a couple of H blocks there, a pole marker, just 3 poles. I know it's not very deep, probably need 2, 3 just in case. Some pellet, some hemp, just got to grab a bag of boilies. We'll go and see what's out there. It's all very shallow out here, just between 2 and 3 foot really, but there is fizzing going on out here. And it is fish because every time I go over it, it stops. I've seen the odd fish show out here, nothing big, but the big ones do come from here, so they will get in here. But yeah, it's only about 2.5 foot, 2.5, 2.6, just a little bit more shallow than what I'm used to fishing in. But oh, there you go, that was half decent fish just showed out there. I think I will put a mark around this one and just put a bit of bait around it and sort of see what happens, really. Two and a half foot. Well, let's just see. But I've got a marker out there now with a bit of bait around it. If that goes off, then at least I can keep coming back to that marker. Probably with the bait boat, to be honest, with the RT7. It's going to be the easiest way. Let's see. You know, Romania is a unique country. The wildlife and nature is among some of the best in Europe. And although the country's moved on in leaps and bounds in recent years, it was really nice to see that they hold on to a lot of the old traditions that we sort of knew from the past. Yeah, and there was always the chance to make a few new furry friends, as always. Always on the lookout for a bit of grub, and yeah, we were willing to give it to them. But, you know, the lake, the atmosphere, the scenery were all really nice, and we were just enjoying being there. Well, I'm catching carp, but not the ones I want to catch. I know there is some lovely big carp in here. I've seen the pictures up to over £70. But I'm just getting the baby ones at the moment, and that's all I'm seeing out there, to be honest. Yeah, go and get your grandpa. And the famous Horgesti pizza oven. There's some magic worked in there. Yeah, I've sampled the pizzas already. They're absolutely fantastic. Really are. That's a proper job, that is. Yeah, they're really nice. Look at that, delivered to the swim and cooked fresh on site. And that's just mine. There's Jones. God, beautiful, isn't it? Guys, I've got to say, it's one of the best pizzas we've ever had. It's absolutely lovely. We were having a bit of a late summer heat wave. The sun was warm and the surface was flat calm, and from what everyone told us, they were the worst possible conditions. Although it did look good, and sure enough, just as the sun was starting to go down, one of the rods burst into life. I just saw a swell by my marker. I thought, that can't be far from the bait, and then the alarm sounded. I've had a few bites on that rod now, but it has been a bit of a grass carp rod. Well, it's going like a grass carp. Oh, it's a proper one. Ah, well, we had lovely pizza cooked on site by Michael today, and that was lovely. That was a nice beer, and it was flat calm, and he said that's not good, but just as the sun went down, yeah, off it went, and there we go. Got a proper one. We had a few little commons, had a few grass carp, but one of the things I really wanted here was, you know, I'd seen pictures of these scaly mirrors in here, and Romanian mirrors are very nice. And yeah, this is a prime example. This is exactly what I wanted. So I'm absolutely over the moon with that. It's not a big one. I mean, I'm hoping for bigger than this, you know, obviously. But we're only sort of second day in, really. Yeah, one rod's produced, well, a little common earlier. Decent grass carp last night, which we put straight back. And another grass carp. But yeah, this time a nice mirror. So there we go, happy days. We're off and running. First of many, hopefully. Yeah, there we go, nice one. We all knew that what we really needed was some rain, and yes, it was in the forecast, and so it was no surprise when it did arrive, and yeah, it certainly arrived all right. Oh, what a night that was. I mean, I started filming the storms as they were rolling in last night, and yeah, I give up on that when it got dark, obviously. Yeah, storms carried on most of the night and got a lot worse. The last one was about 2 or 3 o'clock, and God, it was like one of those real tropical storms, end of summer storms, just constant flashing thunder, and I could see the lights and the hills on the far side even in the dark, and they disappeared. It all went grey, you know, one of those looked like the end of the world. But yeah, the blockhouse held up anyway. It's amazing how strong they are, it really is. Good design, thankfully, and that stood up to it. But the water's come up quite a lot. I mean, my rods, when I set up only 3-4 days ago now, they were all on dry land. The bank sticks are on dry land, and they're all in the water now. Well, in fact, I'm standing on the edge now, so yeah, the rods are out there, so I'm not going to move them, just going to leave them, and yeah, let them do their thing and let the fish do their thing, and yeah, hopefully it's not too long before the action starts again. God, well, we were just sitting up there getting a little bit of sun out of the wind, and this one's gone absolutely hammering off. Absolutely chucked it down. The water's come up loads again. Still a long way from full, but the rods were on dry land when we got here. Oh, it's a carp anyway, a common. That's fine, I'm happy with that. Don't think... Wow, didn't like that, did he? God, he's woken up now. Oh, that is beautiful. What a lovely fish. That is what I remember about Romanian commons. Scale perfect, beautiful shape. Oh, what a lovely fish. That's brilliant. This is what I remember of commons in Romania. They're absolutely scale perfect, beautiful shape. And yeah, very nice to see. Yeah, we had a whole lot of rain last night and wind, and Michal said, yeah, that's what you need, get the fish going, and it has. We had those 2 grass carp in the night. I wanted to film one, but it was just too stormy. I mean, have a look at that. What a beautiful carp, eh? That is absolutely lovely. I mean, it's absolutely scale perfect. Strong as anything. Healthy as anything. Yeah, you know, things are starting to happen now, so hopefully it's the start of a good few days. It would be nice. But there we go. This is a cracker, isn't it? Well pleased with that. Happy days. Mwah. Right, it's rig time anyway. Got the windbreak up today, it's a little bit breezy, and yeah, it's one of the new additions to the range from Nash, which is a really nice bit of kit. You know, I remember years ago with my mum and dad being down on the beach and using similar things. They were a bit brighter coloured in those days, but they do the same job. And yeah, out of the breeze, it's lovely in the sun today. So yeah, anyway, onto the rig bits. It's fairly soft and silty, most of the lake bed out there, all over. There's the odd little hard bit, but I'm not looking for those, to be honest. I'm quite happy to fish in the soft stuff because that's what the carp feed in and live in most of the time. So that's where they're finding their food, and that's where I'm putting my baits. So I'm just doing a couple of things to sort of help the presentation, if you like. I'm using a 3 ounce but a flat pear lead, so that, you know, the feeling is that it's not going to bury in the silt quite as much as a normal type rounder sort of lead. So, you know, I come to rest a little bit more on top of the silt. But I'm also using a helicopter setup so that, you know, the actual hook length is a couple of inches back up, you know, and again, it's for the same reason. You know, it's to get that hook length sitting on top of the silt rather than digging down into it. Hook length, using a little bit longer than what I normally would, you know, about a 12 or 13 inch rather than a 9 or 10 inch probably. A multi-rig setup with a size 5 chod claw. It's just a very user-friendly rig. There's no particular reason for the situation I'm using it, other than it just lends itself to all sorts of setups, you know, whether it's a snowman, a bottom bait, a wafter, pop-up, you know, that you can do them all with the same rig basically. I love the new version of the Citrus. It's a really nice, good food bait. Sometimes tend to step up in sizes for fishing abroad, but 15 millers are quite all right here. Yeah, with a little washed out pink 12mm Citrus pop-up just to balance it on top. And again, for the same reasons, you know, it's all along the same sort of theme, that you know, because it's more of a balanced bait, it's going to sink slightly slower down onto the silt. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much if the baits are going down into the silt, to be honest. You know, it's all up here in your mind really, but it does make me feel better if it's on top rather than in the silt. But you imagine all them freebies are going out and they're sort of going down in the silt. The fish find them all and they pick them all up, so, you know, it doesn't really matter that much, but, you know, it's peace of mind, isn't it? Yeah, and I just blobbed that in a minute, but there we go. That's the rig. It's just a nice little simple multi-rig setup with a snowman, citrus snowman, but yeah, perfect for the job. So there we go, Romanian grass carp. Yeah, one of a number we've had. I don't know how big, mid, upper 20 I suppose. They do scrap, but yeah, not my favourite carp, but you know, it's been a quiet day, so, and it's the first one I've had the chance to really sort of get on film, as we've had a few others, but they've been in the night, so I've just let them go. There we go. When I came to Romania in the early days, this was one of the things I wanted to catch because I hadn't caught them before. And there we go, I've had quite a few now. So yeah, a bit of afternoon action. Let's get this one back anyway. One thing that was very reminiscent of the old days are the herds of sheep, and you see them all over the country. The shepherds have a hard job, working 16 hours a day in all conditions. Doesn't matter whether it's sun, wind, rain, snow, they're out there doing their job. And they have no cover, they're constantly moving the sheep forward. And it's all for good reason. It's their tradition of the way they produce the meat, and the sheep meat is very much in demand all around the world. As I found out, they ship a lot of it to Dubai, of all places, so it shows how valued the sheep meat is in Romania. Well, the action continues. Another beauty, and a bit bigger this one, 44, first 20 kilo fish. Another absolutely beautiful common. Screaming run it gave me, really did. Never got the run on film, or the fight unfortunately, but we've got the fish, that's the main thing. And I don't know if he's going to be good, probably not, but we'll try. What a lean, mean fighting machine. Gave me a hell of a scrap, it really did, but what a beautiful carp. And they're all coming on the same rod. Funny enough, my old mate Pete used to always say, you can always find a spot, and yeah, I've certainly found a spot here, and all the action's coming on the same rod. But yeah, happy days all the time it's happening, don't mind that. Just have to try and find some other spots as well. But yeah, that's a beauty, isn't it? Well happy with that. Biggest one yet, still plenty of time to go. What a cracker. Mwah. Yeah, he's not a big one, but they're all welcome, aren't they? A nice morning bite. And yeah, we haven't had loads of action. We've had a few quiet days. Other than that, it's been fairly steady, I suppose. But it is quite noticeable that since we had the storms, the water's come up probably about 10 inches actually. It's come up quite a bit. And up the shallows end, that's made quite a bit of difference, I think. You know, instead of sort of 2.5 to 3 foot, we've now got 3 to sort of, you know, 3 1/4, you know, just over 3 foot. So it's that extra depth for these fish to get into, especially those bigger ones. Whereas 2 foots, they might not come in 3 foot and just over. Yeah, they're coming in. So it's handy that it's come up a bit, and so there we go. I say not a big one, but very welcome all the same. Oh, it's a blowy one today. You feel the temperature's dropped. It was quite warm, and I've noticed before in these sort of more eastern countries, Poland was the same, but yeah, Romania, you know, the temperatures drop quick, and summer soon turns to winter, and you know, it's got that feel about it this week. It started off very warm, hot in the sun, and now all of a sudden there's a chill to that breeze, but it's a nice breeze, and yeah, there's no doubt that the fishing's improved since the water's come up. You know, we've had all that rain, and you know, it's brought the level up, and the swim's been better for it. There's no doubt about that. It's still a little bit, you know, it still could go even more, but I think we've had all the rain we're going to get for this week now, and we've had plenty of it. So hopefully, yeah, keep going like that till the end of the trip now. It'd be nice. You know, we've got a bit of consistent action going here, so let's hope it keeps up. Oh, just about to get a pack of cards out for a game of cards to pass the time, and 2 bites at the same time. A little common on one, and yeah, this one on the other, 34.5 pound. So yeah, you just never know, do you, what turns them on. All of a sudden they've come on the feed out there. So yeah, it's just nice when it happens, isn't it? So yeah, maybe there's a few more to come. So I've got 2 rods, the main 2 rods are out of action now, so I'm gonna have to get this one back and get them back out there, because, well, feeding times are notoriously short, so got to make the most of them. So get this one back, get the rod back out. Before we knew it, the last day was upon us. It always seems to come around too fast, doesn't it? But with an early start the next morning, what we decided to do was pack most of the gear away and get it in the van and sleep in the cabin, which we'd hardly used up until that point, but it made perfect sense to do that. And then all we'd have left outside were the rods. Well, we're into the last night now, and oh, it's a chilly night actually. Last night was quite chilly, and tonight's the same. Yeah, clear. The moon's not up yet, but it will be soon. But we've got a fish anyway, just about to get into bed actually, and it's hammered off. And yeah, another nice common, 28.5 pound, and just as lovely as all the other ones have been, because they have been absolutely gorgeous fish. I'm not going to put the rod back out now. Let's see, it's going to be left in for the night. Whew. So there's still 3 rods to go. This might be the last fish, who knows. But if it is, then yeah, it's a nice way to finish. It's been a fantastic week. It's been tough at times, but the fish have come fairly regularly, and when they have done, they've been absolutely gorgeous fish, just like this one. So maybe you'll see me again before the end, maybe not, but I'm going to get this one back, and 3 rods to go, and I'm going to get my head down now, and yeah, maybe another one before morning, who knows. But there we go. If this is the last one, it's a nice way to finish. Mwah. Well, there we go. That's another trip almost over. Just the rods to get in now. Took the bivvy down yesterday and slept in the chalet. It's funny how the bivvies always leave those bare patches of grass, but that'll be back to normal in a few days. That was the last fish I had in the night, that 28 pound common. Nice way to finish. Had a good kip after that, so yeah, that was the last action anyway. Just the rods to get in now, and we'll be on our way. But yeah, it's been a lovely trip, it really has. We've really enjoyed it. It's been nice to come back to Romania after all these years and see how it's changed. And it has changed. You know, about sort of 10, 12 years ago, we started going out to Poland a lot more, because their catch and release system had started, and there was a lot of lakes coming through with really nice big fish. And that's sort of happening in Romania now. You know, there's a lot more lakes, a lot more access to bigger carp, and you know, there's a whole new sort of catch and release system, and lakes to come and fish and enjoy. And Horgesti is one of those, and one of the very best. And yeah, I've been so fortunate that I've been able to get the chance to come out here and fish this, well, what is a lovely lake with lovely people. You know, Marius and Mihai looked after us so well, and you know, we've met some really nice people on here who are going to be friends for life now. And there's plenty more lakes out here as well coming through, you know, so we've already made arrangements to come back at different times, to come back here, I expect, at some stage, but to fish the other lakes as well in the future. And yeah, the future's very bright now for carp fishing in Romania. And yeah, we're going to be coming back here a lot more. So that's this trip done for now, so just get the rest of the gear in and pack the van and head on our way again. But it's been lovely. Horgesti is a great lake, and we've had a brilliant time here. Happy days.